Hello all, Xyceres here. Today we're doing a base tour of Conetoe. This is one of my early bases in the grand scheme of things. I think this was my first base where I specifically looked for a 9000, although Weapons Advisor was probably not the best choice for that. We managed to get 62 raid attempts on this with an 8.6 kill ratio, so that's quite high, even for, well, especially for a dangerous. Got accolades down here, 22 fun, 30 brutal, 17 ingenious, and 10 artistic, which adds up to about 1.27 or something for per raid. Because, 62 and these are over 62. With brutal being the most, which makes sense because if you'll notice if you look at the picture, big box here. This is definitely a killboxy design that I put together. I was actually a little worried about it being too easy. When I originally tested it, I zero-defed it like 3 times in a row. So I got someone else to run it, they also zero-defed it. And then I put it live and it got an 8.6 kill ratio. So it's more effective than I gave it credit for when I was putting it together. But let's quickly see how it goes, and then I will meet you in the actual tour as we go through it. Okay, welcome back. We're doing the tour now. You can probably tell from the appearance here that I had just bought the deluxe edition and gotten a bunch of Egyptian themed blocks, which I was messing around with. So I made these like pyramids and these little caps that go on the top of them to make them a little bit look a little bit more special than just yellow sand. Down here we have the first tomb. It has a little chamber, arrows pointing to it. The arrows are really obvious. Second tomb's over here just on the wall. A bunch of arrows pointing at it. Just, giving people the tombs for free. I typically do that when it's a killbox design, mostly because you can't really work them into a killbox design most of the time. And this back section with the little legs and whatnot, it's just because there's the gem mat's up here, so it's just kind of yeah, no matter what, I was always going to have like this pattern here going up, and I just kind of like hide what it looks like by putting more blocks around it. Anyway, let's go into the box proper. I wanted this to be a little bit more open because I was considering putting Nova on all of these, and if you had Nova, it would block this. I wanted people to be able to get a little bit closer without actually being blocked. Yeah, so one straight above the door, and then every 2 along. I left a gap because they can't see through one another, and they have really weird sight lines if you actually block them. Like if you put a plasma sentinel here, if you're standing here, that one can't see you. This one would, but that and anyone further on. Like if you put a block there, where I'm pointing at the moment, I'm pretty sure that one at the end wouldn't be able to see you when you're standing here, but I'm pretty sure it can currently. Because it seems like it traces line of sight to the closest edge, not the closest exposed edge. So you kind of want to have as many exposed edges as possible when it comes to Plasma Sentinels. And obviously the top one's never going to be the closest one, and neither is the wall, the one that's pointed towards the wall. Because you can't be through the wall, so these are about as open as you're going to get. These ones here are a little bit dodgy. Like, if you were standing, like, right there, this one wouldn't be able to see you, I don't think. It's hard to test without removing all the guards and other Plasma Sentinels. But that's just a point on the Plasma Sentinel sightlines, and I knew that even fairly early on. I'd abused quite a few Plasma Sentinels by just like walking, like hugging a wall or something. Aside from the Plasma Sentinels, I got a winding path and a bunch of corrosion cubes. That's just because it makes it harder for you to navigate if it's not a straight line. Like, realistically, the quickest way through this would be to go up, over, and then down. Only problem with that would be you're running directly away from this Plasma Sentinel and directly towards that Plasma Sentinel, and that's when Plasma Sentinels are at their most dangerous. This one here would also be able to see you when you're running roughly directly at it. So this one would also be kind of dangerous, if not completely. This guy here would also be kind of dangerous in that case, but the two cannonbacks would not do a lot. The reason this here is just like your typical speedrun trap. Little, you know, bunch of pistons and a incinerator, is because that, just doing that jump there, like just taking out this, that, and doing that one jump completely invalidates this room, and is a really good strategy if you're trying to speedrun the base, but you can't easily deal with this. You'd pretty much have to... The two ways the way I probably would have done it would have been to jump here, throw a grenade down, jump back, and then run out. I don't see the point because I know I can safely destroy this many of these things. It's not so dangerous that I can't do that. But another way I've seen done it, they've run down here, slashed at this one, threw down the shield here, waited for this to finish, and then slashed through this. Slashed through all this safely. Which, it's a good idea. It seems like probably the best way to speedrun this. These here are all just, you know, extra capacity. Got a little bit of extra danger, and it's not like I can put anything in here that's really effective. Like, even if I put a bolt shot there, it doesn't catch anyone, because you can see it the moment you step out here. You can see that block. So it just doesn't work. I could try putting it over there, but, like, if you go round walking, which most people do if they've already destroyed everything, rather than risking it on the jump, you'll see that. And even if you don't, it's a bolt shot and you jump to here and then just run straight down here, it's not going to hit you. So that was that. Yeah, so just some extra traps. That's some extra capacity. Put this here, because if someone's really slow rolling it, they'll often wait too long. And this is the standard that I've been doing, that I pretty much always do, with a bolt trap pointed directly at the gem map, because it's really obvious and you just run in and grab it. You'll notice that this is all grey blocks. I actually built the whole thing out of the stone block initially because I like to do that when I'm doing structure work, and then changed it to this when I realized that a pyramid would make a lot of sense. But the internal structures were maintained as the stone blocks because I thought that looked cooler. to have this like stone corridor inside and like stone floorings inside of a yellow structure. Anything else? Oh yeah, an extra pyramid down here just because made it look nicer. Having these multiple pyramids around kind of made it look like there was more going on than just this box. Even though that's what this is all about the box here. I think that's it. Conetoe. So, Conetoe... Yeah, Conetoe's not super special. There's not like a lot going on with it. It's a killbox based on dangerous. There's not that many traps I can put down. Not that like I can't make a second room or anything because all the danger is taken up by that first one. And it's easy enough to beat. So next up on the agenda, which will be Sork City, will be my next one. And this one is on social at the moment. And will remain on social until the description is updated to say otherwise. But until next time, I shall see you then.